Warning, this podcast contains Azreal. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the E19 podcast for Gotham Season 2, Episode 19, Azreal. I'm your host, Dom. With me is John and Nikki.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's real good after this show. I mean...
Oh my god. Yeah, you watched it, like, immediately, and then you came in and talked to me right after it ended, and you're just like, this week was amazing. And I was like, John says that a lot, but I don't know. One time he's got to be wrong. No, it was definitely not this time.
No.
So, Mickey, what was your favorite part of this episode?
Enigma. He was my absolute favorite part of this episode.
Yeah?
He was freaking fantastic.
John, was Enigma your favorite part as well, or?
Not gonna lie, I really liked Hugo Strange retraining Azrael's mind. That was very cool.
I just loved seeing Azreal as well. Like, I was like, how are they going to pull this off without making it too ridiculous? Because even though Gotham is ridiculous script-wise, the script itself is, some of the dialogue and stuff is really corny, but so far their portrayal of villains has been pretty damn good. Like, it hasn't been too outlandishly cartoony. Mr. Freeze is like as cartoony as it's gotten so far. But even that was tasteful, I think. It didn't look too cheap. I really liked it, and I was afraid that the live action portrayal of Azreal was going to be too like robotic.
Right.
So I'm glad that definitely didn't go in that direction. I was very pleased with everything this episode. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Enigma was extremely entertaining.
Yeah. Watching
him in there, describe Rudy's fifth personality, Lucy, to Hellsinger was incredible. Like, I loved it. It's in his head. It's in his head. It's a ghost. Okay.
Okay.
I like how when Hugo walked up to he was eavesdropping, and Hugo's like, that's bad, you shouldn't do that, and he claimed that he should be the therapist or the psychiatrist because, and he broke down everybody in the room and what what was wrong with them. And he just knew them to no end, and then that's what he's like, oh well, everybody has a story, and that's where Hugo was like, ding ding ding.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole retraining Azrael's brain came in.
Yeah, and it wasn't only Azreal, but like he had a stack of books later on, and he started reading the excerpt of Alice in Wonderland, and I was just like, Mad Hatter! I'm so excited. Like, we're not going to see Mad Hatter this season. I'd be very, very surprised if we saw him this season. There's only like 3 episodes left or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of Azrael stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
For the rest. But I even liked his little newspaper trick in the door jam. That was pretty slick of him.
He was super slick.
Yeah.
Well, prison is just one giant puzzle, and figure out how to get out.
He's not even in prison.
He's in his glory.
Yeah, really.
Like, he's got puzzles, he's got mysteries. Like, watching him try to figure out where the elevator was, like. There's a little unnecessary, with all that, because he could have just been feeling around the walls. That's what I would do. I wouldn't be like, I thought what he was gonna do was he was gonna put the bleach on the floor, right, and have the guards walk in it, and he was gonna use the black light to like trace their footsteps to see where they went. That's what I thought he was doing with that, but I didn't expect him to start like spraying the walls everywhere for fingerprints.
The music they paired with that scene made it hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. So, I don't know. It's just, I I think that that episode should have ended, with Nigma. I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover. Like that should have, as he went down the elevator.
That's
episode
where it
should have ended.
blacked out. Yeah. But I mean, it still ended on a good note. It was like Nigma standing there going, "What the fuck?" with a grin on his face, like, this is amazing.
Yeah, well, he's like looking around, but even so, that wasn't it. Like, it still cut away, and it cut to out in Gotham, and Jim like looking around, and then Azreal on the bridge. That was a little unnecessary. I think we didn't need to see Nigma, go into the basement, and we didn't need to see Azreal on the bridge. Like, if it just ended with the mystery of what the hell is Nigma gonna find, I think that would have been a better cliffhanger for me.
I mean, we're not at the point of the season where we need cliffhangers. We need more build-up.
Well, yeah. Oh, where did John go?
I don't know.
John disappeared. So, yeah. What did you think of Azreal? Because this is your first introduction to Azreal, Nikki, right?
Well, I guess it's not a good first impression, because I kind of have this. It's like a carryover from True Blood, with the actor that plays Galavan, who plays Azreal, and he skeeves me out. So I mean, to see him loopy and like killing people and just like muttering weird nonsense at the very beginning of the episode, like, and writing all that stuff on the wall, it kind of brought me back to when he was that loopy person on True Blood, and it's just no thanks. I mean, the character itself, very interesting. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Undecided.
I don't know. John, what did you think of Azreal?
I like him.
You like him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's I mean, he's just as crazy as he needs to be, which is perfect, and I kind of like that they didn't go with like the usual Azreal backstory, which was kind of a refresher.
Yeah. No, I don't know Azreal too much. Like, I know him obviously from all the Arkham games that were out, and I think I had one comic with him in it, so I don't know the traditional backstory of Azreal.
Well, it's basically like he actually is as old as he thinks he is. Let's put it that way. In a lot of the tellings, but in actually the more recent telling in the New 52, he was kind of like it's much closer to the Galavan story that we have now, where he was like a manufactured person, basically. And I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But basically, he was like a modern person created to be Azreal, but like still infused like this doctrine of the Order of Saint Germain and everything like that. So, but he thinks he's like centuries old and stuff like that, but he's just like actually just Joe Schmo.
Yeah, I loved it.
But he does actually have a flaming sword, and he does have the power to tell you about yourself by touching you on the head.
Interesting.
Like unlock shit in your mind.
That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, because I liked when Hugo Strange brought the case down and Hellsinger, and he's like, this case will help you defeat him, and then he just like picks the case up and smashes him in the face with it. He's like, no, open the chest, my son, and reveals the sword of sin, and it's just this sword has been passed down by generations. It's a replica that was made yesterday.
Why Hellsinger though? I mean, he was great.
Because he is. I loved seeing him every single time. It was especially all the way back when Penguin was in there, and but he's the muscle, right? So he's giving him a test right off the bat, see if he could take out the strongest guy in the prison. So,
well, I don't think he's dead. I think he just hit him with a.
Yeah, he didn't stab him with the sword. So that's a plus.
Yeah,
he just smashed him with
hard
the case.
And he fell on the ground. But I mean, I wasn't saying like, why is he dead? I'm just saying, why did they pick Hellsinger? Because yeah, because why? They could have picked any of those schmoes in there, and
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he was the biggest of the bunch, but
pick Norton or Rudy or maybe even Sharon.
Norton probably would have put up more of a fight.
Norton would have tried to eat him. He's a cannibal after all.
Yeah. Well, there you go. He would have put up more of a fight than Hellsinger, who just has like self-confidence problems and
Sharon's the klepto. She would have tried to steal the sword. Or the case, for that matter, because it wasn't even open yet.
Or did she just have OCD?
She was a kleptomaniac with
OCD.
With OCD.
Okay.
I don't know. It wasn't OCD. It was ADD or ADHD or something like that.
Because
Nigma was taking the rose and he was like waving it all over the place, and she's like, OCD is that's not OCD. So.
Pretty sure it was the book. He took the book, and she was
crazy.
He's like,
she needs something to fixate on.
Yeah.
So that would be OCD.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, he said that. He said.
I thought OCD was like when you wash your hands all the time.
Well, you have rituals. I mean, cleanliness can be one of your rituals, but it could also be devouring every word on a page of a book, or the whole don't step on a crack thing is very popular. There's a lot of different things OCD can come out as, but ADHD means she couldn't pay attention. Like, she couldn't handle reading that book.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been able to.
Her attention would have been like, ooh, shiny thing, or oh, that guy ran by. I'm going to watch him for a while. She wouldn't be able to focus that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The more you know.
Do this for a living, so
yeah, I don't know why I associate OCD with nothing but people that have to wash their hands constantly.
It comes out in a lot of different ways for different people.
Yeah,
I do want to correct myself because Lee Silver actually has the right Azreal story. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking of, but Azreal is actually Batman's, in one of the original story, was Batman's old friend John Paul Valley, who took over for Bruce after Bane snapped him in half.
Which was really cool because we kind of saw Azreal be like the inspiration for Batman, this episode.
Oh, yeah. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. He was so excited to see Azreal just swinging around, jumping, and he was just like, oh my jeez.
He's jumping and climbing, and he's just like...
Like, meanwhile, there's like gunfire all around your face, and it's just like, ooh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, it was incredible. It was incredible. I loved it. Because
he's already being defiant to the police as well. It's like, look, man.
I'm glad that somebody, finally told him to butt out of police business. It's been a long time coming.
It's not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna, but at least somebody said it.
Out of commission.
That's something I would do. The worst. Well, yeah, so Azreal... Huh?
We're influencing.
We are. All our puns are finally catching up to her.
He's only the captain, he's not the commissioner. Bart, anyway, so I was overstepping, or reaching or whatever, but still it had the same effect.
But Azreal was meant to go after Jim this episode, and they locked Jim up in GCPD to try to protect him, and Azreal comes in, demands his life or all of theirs, and sure enough, he killed every police officer in there, and then Barnes runs to the roof and destroys his replica sword with a pipe. And then, but ends up getting stabbed with the broken hilt of the sword.
Yeah.
And, then Jim, like, in fury, starts plowing at him with a shotgun, knocks him off the roof, and everybody sees him on the news and recognizes him as Gallivant instantly. And it's just like, ooh. But do you guys think Barnes is actually dead?
There was no confirmation. He was rushed away on a gurney. He's going to the hospital. He's not in a body bag. So he could die in the hospital before next episode or during next episode, but he's not dead right now.
Right. I mean, I feel like if obviously him and Gordon have some things to talk about now that he's like Galavan's not dead, and I'm kind of hoping like they do get to talk more, because maybe that'll bring Jim back into the fold and somehow get him to be captain.
Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely think that if Barnes survived, this is what's going to get Jim back into the Force, because he's going to be like, okay, so Galavan isn't dead, you know?
He's gonna be super reinstated.
Because it's not like Jim's going to be like, oh, well, he was dead, and then Hugo Strange resurrected him, and now he's alive, and...
Yeah, we're not telling that story anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Barnes isn't believing it, you know?
You know how we were saying, like, well, at least I was saying, like, how the hell is Jim going to get out of this? Like, he physically killed a man. God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, he still physically killed a man, but
now no one knows.
right.
Except for, really, him and Penguin still. And now if Penguin's like, no, Jim killed him. I seen him do it. And it's like, one, you're
He's
a raving
crazy.
lunatic. And two, you're a raving lunatic.
He's always been a raving lunatic.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Barnes is not dead, and he will pull through. He will recover.
Yeah.
Whether or not he dies again soon, you know, that's another story. But I think he's here to stay, which means
I hope so. I like him.
Yeah, which means Michael Chiklis may not end up being on next season's American Horror Story after all. Who knows?
Michael Chiklis is such a great actor.
He is.
I've seen him play so many different roles. A lot of them cop roles, but I mean, he has played others. And
He's a good cop.
Really great. He is.
He's fantastic.
He was in Breaking Bad, right? Or am I
Was he?
thinking of
I don't
somebody
know.
else?
I don't
I never watched
believe
Breaking
so.
Bad.
I actually didn't either, which is really funny. I'm gonna look real quick, but you know, everybody ended up seeing Galavan on the news, and that includes Penguin, who went insane.
He is really, really decompensated. Like, I don't know, man. He's not in a good way right now.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Like, he's more unstable than we've ever seen him, I don't think.
Right. It does not look like Michael Chiklis was ever on.
No. I did watch
Breaking
No
Bad.
Ordinary Family, though. That's
Yeah.
one thing. And Fantastic Four. Okay, yeah. So that's where I remember him from. I guess the actor that plays the cop, the family cop in Breaking Bad, just looks like him to me, I guess. They resemble each other.
Yeah. Yeah, Freak Show. He's on The Shield, which that's probably.
Well, that was his biggest role.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably his biggest role of 88 episodes. Well, The Commish, 91 to 96. He was on 92 episodes of that. He was only on 88 episodes of Shield. So
Yeah, but he got
Shield
a
was the
lot
most
of
popular.
nominations.
Yeah, he was on an episode of Touched by an Angel called Breaking Bread. That's kind of like Breaking Bad, right?
Sure.
His name on the shield was Vic Mackey. Jesus Christ, that's the best name ever.
Yeah. So, yeah, Lee Silver in chat says he was the commish 25 years ago. Yep. So, yeah, but not only did we see Penguin go nutty, but we saw Barbara go insane.
She was loopy still when Hugo let her go. She held it together for Jim just for a little bit until he told her get the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
And now she just wants to make like cocktails.
And just change the TV channel endlessly.
I've done that before.
Like that?
Not
To
not
the point where
as
somebody
intense.
rips the remote out of your hand
It's
and you're
like
still
this,
doing
like-
it?
That's what mine was like.
This was a little more psychotic. She's
Yes.
just like,
I'm waiting for John to accidentally turn his TV on. But
On accident.
on accident. Yep. So, yeah, I don't know, Barbara's been interesting ever since this whole villains, thing. I mean, ever since she dated Milo Ventimiglia last season. What was his character? I don't even...
oh, he was Ogre.
The ogre, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ever since then, that's when Barbara became interesting, and I've been fascinated with her ever since. And it's hysterical because how bad did we rip into her through the first,
Oh
Oh.
my god.
14 episodes, you know?
We were mean.
We were downright
We
cruel.
used words I wouldn't even use on, like, the meanest person of my life, like my worst enemy.
Yeah, I mean, we had Mike on for, you know, the early episodes, and Mike, I remember Mike's first comment was, "Does she have an ass?"
She doesn't have a butt.
It was just like, you know, it's hysterical. So
Big old lack of butt.
yeah.
I mean, everybody's saying that she's possibly gonna be Harley Quinn,
I would love that, to be completely honest.
but isn't Harley Quinn younger than the Joker in most tellings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In most tellings, she's a psychiatrist who was like working with him, and he kind of won her over, seduced her to the dark side, as it were.
Right.
I mean, who the hell knows where she's gonna end up? Because, I mean, she's obviously becoming unhinged, but it doesn't seem like the same unhinged. This seems more like an obsessive, like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I'm kind of curious as like what she was looking for, and like why was she changing the channels like that? Because we've never seen behavior like that from her before.
Right.
Where she was like almost catatonic, like
she was still in her coma.
Right. So I don't know what that means and what she's gonna do, but I'm very curious to see.
Yeah. Should be interesting for sure. One of my favorite scenes was when Barnes was like, "Well, Jim, maybe you should lead the GCPD," and he goes, "Well, maybe one day I will," and I'm just like,
more foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much of that.
Yep. There was an incredible amount of foreshadowing. The one that I'm most excited for is the Mad Hatter. So.
Absolutely.
Like, there is nothing that happened this episode that excites me more than that. And I'm hoping that they go with the Arkham game route, where he's actually kind of like Scarecrow, where he's injecting like toxin into people and, you know, stuff, and instead of just being like the cartoony, like even the animated series one, I don't think it's as good as the Arkham, you know?
No, I think the Arkham one was really it really kind of came into his own with that one, because I never really cared for the Mad Hatter until the Arkham games.
Right.
He wasn't cool till then.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a couple moments and stuff in the animated series that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but the games is what did it for me. So
These are all new characters and a whole new world for me, so I'm just gonna take it as it comes, and I'm gonna hopefully enjoy it, because I have I know the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. I have no idea.
That's basically him.
I mean,
he's
just
just think of him as like a villain that's trying to screw with people and rob banks and stuff.
And he drinks a lot of tea.
Yes, he actually does.
He has tea parties. Yes.
Yep.
He does.
Huh. Okay.
So you're very familiar with the character already, and you don't even know it. It's almost identical to the Alice in Wonderland character. You guys have anything else for this episode?
Just Penguin's reaction to Galavan, to Azrael.
Well, he
like,
sat down and had
their old friend, and he's coming out of the woodwork now. He's gonna make sure he leaves that mansion, because he's been in there quite a while. You see freaking Grace sitting in there in her dish still. It's like
he sat down and had a nice little television session with Grace. You know.
He hasn't even
spent
cleaned
some
up.
quality
He still
time.
has blood on his sleeves.
I mean, he's really come undone. He's gonna need to get it together a little bit if he's gonna go outside. You know.
I think this will knock him straight. He still wants his revenge against Galavan for his mom, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That maniacal laughter, though. Yeah.
Boy.
Anyway, next week, the episode is called Unleashed. Azrael is on the loose in Gotham City, which sparks Penguin's need for revenge. Meanwhile, Bruce enlists the help of Selina Kyle to help track down Professor Strange as he evades arrest for his experiments.
So
Bruce and Selina are friends. Yay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Selina's going to give him a hard time. But like, so they pinned a bunch of stuff on Strange? Did, they find out about Azrael?
Well,
Did they find out about all the other, like, cause
the thing that I'm thinking of is, didn't his body go to Hugo Strange? Like, isn't that known?
No, because remember they just kind of dug him up. They never found a body, like officially.
So
No,
if they never found a body officially, they wouldn't have a court case. I thought the medical examiners brought it there for
no, he
Oh,
got,
for an autopsy.
wait,
They wouldn't have a case against Jim if there's no body.
Right.
So I was under the assumption that he had it from the medical, said it was cremated, threw it in the thing. Same thing he did with Victor. Right? Victor Freeze, it was the same thing. Like,
Yeah, you might be right.
So I'm thinking that's how they end up pinpointing it, is because they're like, hey, we've seen Victor alive. Like, there's been reports of Victor. Gordon's already said it. Bruce has said it. Whatever. They report that, and now Gallivan. Like, that's two people. It's kind of a coincidence. It's more than a coincidence at this point. So I think that's enough for them to warrant, at least a search warrant, and bring him in for questioning. And
Sure.
He's evading it. So that's probably it. I mean, he's probably locked up in Indian Hill. They're not going to get in there, If they do, it's going to be with the help of Nigma.
yeah. I'm really interested to see what Nigma does with this information.
But I don't think Nigma's going to... See, I don't know. I want to say I don't think Nigma's going to help Jim. But I think he doesn't have a choice. Like, he is the kind of person that just has to spat out riddles. Right? He's like...
Yeah,
and Jim's been really good on them. Yeah, so he'll be like, oh, I would tell you, but... and speak in a riddle, and Jim will be like, oh, well, thanks for the info, Because Jim, like, solves all his riddles like that.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I'm excited. I can't wait.
I'm vaguely hoping he just lets out a bunch of people who aren't ready to be let out, and just terror occurs.
Yeah.
And when people ask me what my favorite shows are, like, that are airing right now, I always forget about Gotham. I always do. I don't know why. Maybe it's just so in the dark because it's gritty and maybe it's just the environment of the show, how it makes me feel, that I forget about it. But when it comes on, I'm so excited to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because all my favorite shows right now are DC shows. Like, all my favorite superhero movies are Marvel, but all my favorite superhero TV shows are DC. So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess of what we're currently watching, but
yeah,
the Netflix series are in it.
I think that's a whole different genre.
Different ballpark.
Yeah, it's not a movie, but it's not a TV show, so I don't know where to put it.
It's like a long movie.
I think of it as like a miniseries almost. It's a 12-part movie.
Right, basically.
So, I don't know. John, where can the people find you?
You could find me spouting nonsense at No More on Twitter.
He does, all the time. He's doing it right now. Nikki, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
You can find me down below at Phenomedom, Phenomedom. You can find us all on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Till next week, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.